welcome everybody. Today's 17 of the I Am Still Learning podcast. Brought to you by Blessed Birdies. I'm Ernesto Loya.
My name is Vincent Perosi.
And brother, just started off. It's a blessed day that we're alive, but what is your daily bread of the day?
Dude. Hey man, I'll say my daily bread of the day. I like these daily breads of the day because it really gets me to think, it gets me to acknowledge my day and what may have happened. And today it was kind of simple. We had another game canceled. It was canceled around 4 o'clock.
Mhm.
And I was already lifting at the time. I kind of figured it was canceled because out here in the South, man, you just get rain at random times. It'll just start pouring down on you.
Yeah.
And so it poured yesterday, right before we were supposed to go to League Stadium, Dubois County. There was the where the League of Their Own was filmed. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Before we left, we had a little bit of like 30 minutes, 45 minutes of just downpour rain, 60-mile-an-hour wind. So we're just sitting in the
Mhm.
bus waiting to leave. And so that flooded the field and canceled our game today. Um, but it's okay because our team's already in the playoffs, so we didn't need that game. But I would say,
Hey.
as I was doing that, I was just like working out and then trying to think of what like really the daily bread was. I
Mhm.
think it would be a tribute to just like having conversation again, because when I was at the gym, I was
Yeah.
talking to this kid that he was going to be an incoming freshman to Division 1, and I was just learning about him and how he does that and what he does to go about his day while we were both working out. Um, and then he ended up coming over for uh for dinner tonight. I made some
Mm.
pasta for him and
Nice.
our coach's girlfriend. So it was good little time. But yeah, and then just trying to have a positive attitude too, because like you never know the conversation that you're gonna have with somebody. I remember now at the gym before I talked to this kid,
Yeah.
um, there was another one of my teammates who kind of seemed down about his day. He like walked in. I was like, "What's up, dude? Ready to work out and stuff?" Very happy, and I was blessed to wake up with that positivity today because
Mhm.
sometimes I've been in those spots where you wake up and you're just like, ah, you know,
Yeah.
but then you realize I'm blessed. I got life. I'm alive.
Yeah.
God, Jesus died for me. I'm alive, baby. Let's go. Come on, let's
Facts.
make a day,
Come
right?
on, somebody.
Have a day, Giuseppe.
Have a day.
And yeah, so this kid kind of seemed a little bit down, and I just worked out. We were working out in the same room, and I was just talking to him, just seeing what's up, just having conversation. You could tell, and I was like, "Hey, you good today, man?" He's like, "Nah, yeah, man, I'm just kind of bummed. We've been losing a lot, and like,
Mhm.
this, that, and the other." And I was like, "No, I understand, man." He was talking about wanting to go home and stuff, and like, "Hey, you know what, man? We only got a couple of days left. Just give it your all." And I was like, "Hey, you just have today." Try and
Yeah.
I was like, I told him, I put him in myself in his shoes. I was like, dude, I understand, like anytime I've been in that situation, like I just want to go home, tired, miss my family, kind of thing. Just realize, man, it's not. I might not make it home.
Yeah.
So just, what do I need to do like today to get better? I was like, well, you're at the
Yeah.
gym. You're getting better. You have a plan for when you go home. You got a good family to go back to. It's like, dude, the blessings all around.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're right, man. I'm just kind of bummed and stuff. I was like, no, I get it, man. I totally get it. I definitely get it, and tried to cheer him up a bit, but he kind of still seemed down. But just doing your part, man. Talking, having
Yeah.
conversations with people, getting to know them, see what's up with them, because today could be your last. So why
Yeah.
not do the things that are on your chest? Why not tell people the way you feel, or like try and help them get through what they're going through? And some people aren't going to want that help, and that's okay too. But
Yeah.
you gotta do what you can. At least try.
It's
Yeah,
facts right there.
you don't have to, but
Mhm.
that's what I try to do. So that was my daily bread.
Yeah, slapjack facts. I mean, how do you water your seed, right? That's it. That's the conversation we had yesterday too. And I took that into today. And it's the same thing that you're talking about, right? It's how do you water your seed, right? Um, right. A lot of people say like, I'm putting a lot of good out in the world, right? But what you're trying to put out there is the love of Christ. That's what you're trying to
Mhm.
put out, and that's something that I see that you try to do each and every day, just because I say as a common thing that you try to do, and I love that because that's something that I try to do, but I struggle with on a given day sometimes when people
No,
upset me, when I shouldn't be.
right.
But I I really admire. how you do that on a daily basis, even when you go to
Thank
gym.
you.
Like go out there and put yourself out there, which is something that I know that you've always done, even through middle school or high school, right? Like I would look over there and I'll see just a big smile and be like, hey, or just like all happy to talk to somebody. It's like, damn, like this guy really talk, like goes out there and talks to people. It's like
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, dude.
I
Uh,
try, man, and that's the thing. Like I'm still learning. Bing, got one in early today, baby. Let's go.
go.
I'm just trying, dude. That's the thing. Like, and you pointed that out to me, and you like had one of those moments where on FaceTime you looked and you're like, you're trying, right? Like, look, you're trying. That's the whole point. Like, try. Like,
Yeah.
don't be upset with yourself. You are trying, brother. Like,
Mhm.
and that really put it into perspective for me. There's one of those words right there, baby.
Yes,
Perspective.
sir.
But yeah, and then man, it's cool that you just pointed out that like um you acknowledge that I like always smiling because like it's
Hmm.
free, bro, to smile. Like
Yeah.
I'm a very smiley person. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It just help. I feel like it helps other people to see you smile, even
It
smile
does.
through anything, through
Hmm.
pain, joy, any feelings. Like I mean, there's a smile behind everything, right? Like you
Yeah.
can do that, and it's funny because I talked about being on FaceTime with my mom the other day, and she's when I was talking to her about what I was feeling, she was like, "Do you remember our song?" So she has a song for each one of us boys, Antonio, Luca, and I,
Hmm.
and mine is smile, like,
Hmm.
and lyrics are like smile, even though your heart is aching, smile.
Yeah.
Through basically through all the things that you're going through. Right? She would sing that to me as a baby, as a baby in her arms, and
That's
she
all I got
sang
that
that
right
to
there.
me, and I was like, "That's what it's for, man." It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, just smile, like,
Yes, sir.
and people always notice it, like, grandparents talk about my smile. I'm like, thanks, God bless me with good teeth, and I just love to smile. It's just
Yeah.
even I smile even on the mound sometimes, like when
Hmm.
you're supposed to be like the most competitive, like serious about what you're doing. I'm like,
Yeah.
if a ball's not like there or something, I'll just catch that ball back. I'm like, it is what it is, bro. Like, you know what? You called it a ball, or you called it,
Yeah.
you called it a strike, dude. That was definitely a ball. It don't matter. Like, it's gonna go how it goes, and I'm
That's
gonna
facts.
compete, but as well as be happy while doing it and
Hmm.
try and put a smile, bro. Like, some people will just, I think, take it way too serious, and it's good to be about what you are and challenge
Yeah.
yourself, compete and things like that. But at a certain point,
That's right. That's right, man.
be humbly, man, to humble yourself.
That's facts. That's facts. But like as well, something that I'm realizing a lot too is one we have certain things in our lives, right? That God gives us like a strength, right? And like in the same way that God gives us armor, right? Right.
Hmm.
And something that hurt right away, right, is that you made that pasta, right? The first thing when you came over here, when you first visited me, when I moved to San Diego, was, I'm gonna cook you guys uh, my family meal, right? It's your family's pasta. It's like
Hmm.
instantly, right? And the same way to make that kid feel at home, even though he's wishing he was at home, it's like you gave him your home, like something that you give
Right.
on a daily basis. I'm sure where we go, like, you know what? I'm gonna give my host family a pasta that I make. However you made it. I don't know if you got all the same ingredients that you usually do.
Yeah, no, I did today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why. That's
I
why.
did. I wouldn't make it if I didn't have the ingredients that weren't necessary. It's very simple too.
Yeah,
It's not like it's not lasagna or like
yeah,
meatball sauce. Like it's just there's no meatball. Like it's nothing super special to me, right? To other
yeah,
people, like it's gonna be the best pasta you ever had, unless you ever go to Italy,
yeah.
right? Especially out here, there's not too many Italians, but I love, yeah, like you were saying, just to spread my culture too. And dude, I
Hmm.
see that in you and your family too. Like
Yeah, thank you.
the pride that you guys share to be Mexican, and
Yeah.
like and that instilled in me too for because I'm Mexican as well. Don't
Hmm.
know much about that side of my family, but still be proud of who I am. I love to be claim Italian, but I also have Mexican and Irish in me, and like, dude, I'm proud to be that. That's where
Yeah.
who I'm from. So yeah, man, that's sharing who you are. That's interesting the way you put it. Share your home, share who you are.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
man. Yeah, man. I mean, uh, we were even talking about this beforehand, right? Is that give what we can give, right? Give the fruits that God let us grow,
mhm,
right? Whether it's like for pro athletes, right? Like you have been given this ability, even though you worked for it, right? Like so, like you were saying, some stuff is God given, others work for it, right? But anything that you gain over the years, like a fruit that God lets you bear, right?
Yeah.
It's don't just keep it to yourself, like share it with others, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's the love that you have for Christ, share it. Whether that you have the money, share it. Whether you have an extra loaf of bread, right? Putting it into terms that the Bible talks about, right?
Yeah.
Uh, give whatever abundance you have to somebody, right? Share who you are, because every single person has good in their heart, because it's Christ, right? But giving that to others, because we're all family, right? It just putting a smile on somebody's face, like you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and again, I think that's a theme of today, like in a day where it was kind of slow, in a day where, just remembering that it's a blessing to be there, right? Seeing how everything kind of runs. Like, I know a day for you when you don't have a game, you don't have something else going on, right? You still have your routine, but going through the day, I know dang well that you like try to stay present through it all. I
Right.
know,
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
know, like, I know that's something that you've been working on, and vice versa. Like that's what today was for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and start my daily bread was that today not having to work, right? Doing some homework as well, but my daily bread of the day was just slowing down. I would have the ability to slow down the day.
Mhm.
I didn't go out to golf. I chipped and putted. And that's something else that I'm very grateful for. That I go out there and there's nobody on there. There's nobody on the putting green. I was
Nice.
chipping. I was just talking to Christ, just listening, just being there, and just going back to a day that's slow because I don't get many days like that. So
Mhm.
today was much needed, right? Just like last week, I got a day of rest where I slept and I needed to sleep. Today,
Yep.
it was a day of just peace, just knowing that it was all right. Just asking Christ the same question, just how we talked about yesterday is, what do you have for me? So that's what today was for me. And it was a blessing just to kind of be present,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I think the trying to be present is an important tool that I'm trying to learn to be capable of. I
Yeah.
think we get caught up in just the world, what's going on in our own life,
Yeah.
figure it out, and just um sometimes when I just like zone out or just try and like kind of correct myself, I guess, and
Hmm.
just if I'm like in the gym and tired or something, for example, and I'm just like sitting on the bench waiting for my next rep, like looking at the ground, I'm like, I'm exhausted right now. I'm so tired. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. And I'm just like check out and be like, dude, you get to go lift another time, like right now. You just did that. Oh,
Yeah.
that those sets and that rep healthy. Like you didn't injure yourself.
Hmm.
You push this certain amount of weight. Like, dude, you're in a gym. There's other people here right now, or I'm completely alone right now. Let me pray and do this. Dude, you're here right now for God. Like
Yep.
you're working out for God because He put you here,
Hmm.
to get better, to get stronger at baseball, whatever it is, for your health. Like they do. I'm doing it all for God because that's
Hmm.
where He called me to be, right? Um, and recognizing that's how I come back to present moments is like, dude, that's where I find God is in the now, the
Yeah.
present moment where you are
Hmm.
right here, right now, and checking in and like just being like, dude, I feel you, God, like you're right here. I know you
Yep.
exist. I know you're right here with me. I can't see you physically, but I know you exist. I trust you. You're right here with me. Let's do whatever you're calling me to do. Oh, all right. Next rep. Let's go do a squat, whatever,
Yep.
man, whatever you're doing, in life. And because like you were talking about the things that you do in life, right? You don't know who it's gonna reflect on. Like I know that and giving a piece of you away, like showing the world who you are.
Yeah.
Right. I try and do that by like just smiling. And like I get that, I think from I think it's just a smiley kid, but my mom sometimes when I was mad and I had like a serious face was like always like that. She would be like, don't smile. Whatever you do, don't smile. And I would be like, smile. Like, dude. So
Gotcha.
it's funny because I use that sometimes this summer. Like I use that on kids when they're like really serious in the dugout and they just struck out. I'm like, da da da. And like I'm like, It's all good, man. But whatever you do, don't enjoy it. Don't smile, brother. You're gonna get another at bat, but whatever you do, don't go up there and have fun. You know what I'm saying? Don't you dare. Don't you dare go get a hit on me. Don't you dare go get a single your next at bat, bro. Come on now. Like you just struck out for the first AB, or whether or not it is your fourth AB, you had two hits earlier. Like, look at those goods, man. If you go 0 for 4 or 5 times, you went and saw 12 pitches at least. If even if you struck out one, two, three, you
Hmm.
looked at 12 pitches, you got 12 pitches better today, even if it was
Yeah.
striking out looking, striking out swinging, whatever you did, you took your hacks, you tried, you stepped up to the plate, it's all good, bro. Like take that. Sometimes we take that for granted, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and just I was gonna go to like see like then what I was saying, like showing the world who you are
Hmm.
and looking from it something like that you did that I always kind of try and do now is like um earlier on in friendship, like you would, if there was a homeless person outside of 7-Eleven, you were like, do you want a water and some food? Always, like anytime we did it. And I was like, oh man, I've never done that. Like I never really thought that kind of just like, hey, that's the homeless person right there. I hope they're all right. Like not like I didn't know I could be the difference maker. And you
Hmm.
always did that. Like, or never even asked them. You just went and bought an extra like a whole gallon, not just one little cheap water, like
Yeah.
got them bread so they'd be full, like
Yeah.
anything not like sugar or chips or something like full bread, like got them
Hmm.
bread so they were eating like anything that they if they wanted something you asked them like or you just got it for them. And I was like I
Yeah.
took that and over time I tried starting to do that and it's helping them out. Like it makes you feel good too. Yeah, like don't do it for yourself. That person's in need, that
Yeah.
they don't know where their next meal's coming from. And like you showed me through who you are, right? That's what I was
Hmm.
getting at.
Yeah.
Show the world who you are. Um, Sometimes you do need to hold a little bit of yourself to like the people that you love most and dearly. Like obviously being vulnerable and like telling people how you're feeling in life and like
Yeah.
what's going on in your mind for real when you're alone and like conversation you're having with God that maybe you need to have with like parents or friends and family or somebody that you're dating or like whatever's going on in your life, right? Your wife, your kids, anything,
Yeah.
let them know like those that's a different part of you, right? But show the
Correct.
world the good you, the
Hmm.
real you, the person that you are, and like don't hide all of it, keep some things private that's you're a different person around your family, but be that loving caring person that you are with your family with everyone else, right? Because Jesus
Exactly.
calls us to love everyone. Jesus calls us to love everyone. So
Exactly, man. It's like one, if your grandma's sitting there, she's like, "Hey, could you go grab me some water?" Like, bet. It's like, how much
yeah,
you want? You want anything else? Like, I will do that for you, right? And that's family. And at the same time, we're all brothers and sisters in Christ, right? So, like, if somebody needs a helping hand, and if you have the ability, like I was saying, right, if you have an abundance to give, or anything you have, dude, because like I've
yeah,
been, man. Like back when I was in PJ, right? And even when we're gonna start moving over here, I was barely working and still going to school. And I was trying to find that balance, like how much can I work to help give me some money to pay for gas, pay for food when I'm going there so I don't have to put all the burden on my family, right? Like the same way, like if I didn't have much, and at times like I didn't have much, I had $5, right?
yeah,
And like I was hungry and I knew I'm gonna go home eventually and get some food, right? So it was like I'll give this all I have to somebody because I know that like I'll be fine,
yeah.
right? I can be hungry for another hour or so. I'm good, right?
Right. You know where your next meal's coming from.
Exactly, right? It's like
Man or woman might not. Yeah.
they don't. So it's like just having that into perspective. And what you were talking about earlier, right? Um, like failing, right? Going like 0 for 4, right? Again, I always think back to the righteous man falls 7 times and gets back up, right? No matter what you're trying to do, and given, right? God took away baseball from me from getting injured. And at that time I was like, man, like that game's really gone for me. Like I'm not gonna be able to pursue it the way that I would like to. So again, right? Can see that as a failure, but no, I was like, you know what? I tried, man. I tried so many times, got back up, kept trying, kept trying, kept trying.
Mm.
And I was like, what's next, right? Like what now? And again, like I tried the whole thing, like with the app thing, failed, 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 failed. I tried. All right, let's move on to the next thing, right? Keep trying, but through all those failures and trials and tribulations, I learned a lot through that process, right?
Yeah.
And you saw me go through that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the entire thing. And the thing is trying, right? And that's what I always tell you is like, hey, dude, like we are trying. Like we don't like yes, live for today and it's a blessing, but keep trying something new, right? Feel comfortable being uncomfortable,
Mhm.
right? Because you don't know, like the same thing, they don't know where the next meal is, right? We don't know where our next blessing is coming from.
Right.
We don't,
Yep.
but you're not gonna know until you try. The same thing they told me earlier, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it's like you gotta get up off of the couch and go seek the Lord. It's not
Yeah.
gonna just come to you. You gotta go out and do it. Get your butt up and do something, try something, right?
Amen, bro.
Like, I don't know, dude, that's life. It's like if you're blessed with life, do something with the life that God gave you,
Yeah.
right?
Try those things that like that good voice in your head is
Hmm.
calling you to do.
Yeah,
Ignore that bad voice,
yes,
and we
sir.
all know the difference between good and bad in our own minds and our own upbringings and things
Hmm.
like that that people have taught us. It's like go do that good that's in your back of your mind, like,
Hmm.
and maybe you're seeing somebody else that's doing that same kind of thing, and you're like, like how do they do that? Like, maybe I could ask them, or like, what is like, I see it like, where do they start? They're doing a
Yeah,
lot, they're doing so much. How did they start? Maybe they're not sharing that with me. You know what? I'm gonna try this. Maybe that's how they got started.
yeah,
And whatever success you envision for yourself, right? Getting up and trying, not just expecting things to come to you, right? Like
yeah,
just trying to help out others, and I just life's too short to just like
yeah,
and be upset or sad. And like I get it. Emotions are real, man. I've been having had a good day today, and like I can feels good to say this, right? Because I've had a great day, and I was blessed, and every day is a great day in my eyes
hmm,
now. But sometimes you do wake up and you're like, not too sure what's going on, like
hmm,
yesterday for you was like, yeah, today is my Tata's birthday, or what would be my Tata's birthday. And like it's tough, but hey, I got breath in my lungs. My
yep,
heart's beating. You know what? I'm not doing too well to like talk to other people right now, so I'm just gonna keep to myself and talk to God. Like I get to do that. I'm still
hmm,
here on earth, so let me just talk to God, tell him how I'm feeling.
hmm,
Like honestly, God, I'm not in the brightest spirit. Like I can't share your light today, dude. I'm sorry. Like my heart piece of me is missing. Like I'm
yeah,
my family member. It's supposed to be his birthday today, and I get it. With life comes death, and like it's just tough,
yeah,
And I've been in your shoes, man. Like with my grandpa and stuff like that. But since you're gonna have those days, right? And then
yeah,
who knows, maybe that next day after your rest, you just pray to God. God, let me rest in your name. Like I get rest. He's
mhm,
giving you rest. He's prepared you the whole day for that resting moment, and you get
yeah,
there and you're like, all right, and then you wake up and you're like, all right, it's gonna be a great day, man. Yesterday wasn't there. Let's go be there for somebody today, And just taking it one day at a time, of course, one
yeah,
second at a time is the way I like to look at it now. And just sometimes when I'm not doing that, I just like check myself, be like, dude,
yeah,
let's talk to God right now and be like, hey, help me remember all those things that helped me be the person that you created me to be.
yeah,
Right? Like all those little prayers, all those things that added up to like what felt like joyous days, what felt like days where I was giving my gifts to others,
hmm,
right? That I was there for people, truly present. And there's a lot of things I constantly remind myself. Uh, one of them is like, dude, who am I to think that I'm gonna live through this day?
yeah,
And it may be a dark thought, but I've talked to my mom and dad about that recently. And I was like, yeah, I'm excited to come home, yes, but that's 3 or 4 days away.
yeah,
Not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed. I still have 3 or 4 more opportunities, God willing, to like make a difference in somebody's life out here on my team, or
hmm,
like talk to my host family, whatever it is, and
yeah,
there's still time here. I'm not on my way home yet, and
yeah,
just That was one of them. Another one is just like that God is present, just
Mhm.
being right there right now. God is with me always. So I'm not walking alone, whether I be alone physically in this room right now and you're not
Yeah.
here, God is with me regardless if you're
Mhm.
here or not. He loves me, cares about me. He created me, created this whole world that's around
Yeah.
me and felt necessary that I should be in this world too. So let me live the life um that he wants me to. You know, there's more
Exactly.
too, there's more personal things, but those are some of the things that I think about when I'm kind of steering off of like
Yeah.
not being present.
Yeah. No, no, yeah, dude. Like that makes a lot of sense, and you know how big I am on perspective, right? Just on taking a step back, right? Being slow to speak, just like you were talking about yesterday, right? Being slow to speak, right? Really taking all the information, right, and trying not to let things pass by. And just like you were saying, right? It's like some days you have more to give than other days. And we were saying that, dude. I thought right away of a sunflower, right? A sunflower is always facing the sun, even on a cloudy day. Even on a cloudy day, it's always facing the sun,
Hmm.
right? And like if you think about it, right, the sunflower has so much to give, right? And like the analogy only goes so far, being that like the sunflower like will give later in the future, right? With the seeds that it provides with it to go, right? I mean, at the same time, it's providing beauty, right? It's providing us to really realize that the reason it's called sunflower is because it looks like the sun, as well as it's always facing the sun.
Hmm.
And got to make that with intention. If you think about that,
Hmm.
right? It's always being attracted to the sun because the sun is life for that, right? In the same way that we need to be attracted to Christ, right? And every single day, even through a clouded day, even through a day that it's tough, right? Even when we don't have much to give, right? And we give everything we have that day, it's we as well need to be filled through his light. Like, right, fall on your knees. Or some days it's like I feel like booty. Like I need you, Lord. Right. And even on a day where you're feeling strong, like, yeah, I can give, like, but I still need you to help me give like regardless through it, right? Whether it's you're the one that's needed in that or you're the one that's helping him give out, right?
Yeah.
And I heard something as well. Um, I'm not sure if it was through today's Bible in the year, but oh no. So it was through something else as well. That being a vine, right? We don't have fruits to give, right? We're not the one that grows the fruits, right? God gives us the ability to grow fruits, right? And if a right, let's say we're a tree and an orange falls, right? Then we have the ability to give that fruit to somebody else, right? But we're not the ones growing it. God's growing it through us. We're just
Right.
the tree, right? We are the vine, and God's allowing that grow to go and to be able to give, right? And at a certain time, right, we may think that we're ready for something, but God's like, no, not yet. I'm really growing that fruit for you to really give,
Yeah.
right? I'm building you up, right? And in the same way, like God wants you to turn to Him, and in the same thing in the Bible in the year podcast today, right? In Nahum, right? It was that He rebukes the sea and makes it dry. He dries up all the rivers, Bashan and Carmel. The bloom of Lebanon fades, right? And what that's talking about, right? It's like yes, right? And some days it might be dry, right? But like it could be dry, it could be filled with water the next day. But even then, in Nahum, it's really talking about God being a jealous God,
Hmm.
Him being a jealous God, Him wanting you, right? Because if we turn away from Him, He's like, man, like that's my son. Like I really want my son, right? Like I'm sure right now your dad wants to see you so bad. The same way
Yeah.
that you want to see him, right?
Right.
Right? And that's your father. That's your father, right? He's like, I really want to see my son. I want to spend the time with him. This is his summer. He's out there, but he's out there for a reason. And
Right.
he really wants to spend that time with you. Right. And I know damn well if you ask dad, let's go golf, even though you really want your dad to go out there and golf with you, right? He will go out and golf with you. Be like, Dad, I really need this time for you to go out and golf with me. Even though you're not a golfer, be out there with me. And he's gonna
Right.
want to do that because one, right? He's a jealous dad. He wants that time with you. Like I know dang well my dad wants his time with me. That's why I take him out on the course because I know he's not working. Because you know my dad, he works a lot. So it's like,
Yeah.
if he's not there, I'll take him out. The same way that God wants to spend that time with us. He's a jealous Christ. He's a jealous God. He wants us. So all he's doing just knocking on the doors like, hey son, like I really love you. I I made you. I need you to spend some time with me, but if you don't, it's all right. I do want you,
Yeah,
right? But he's not gonna beg for you. He's just telling you like, man, I created so much for you. I created you to do so much. You're not
yeah,
doing it because you're trying to do it yourself,
yeah,
right? It's like that's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow, I gotta say, you know?
yeah, yeah. That's something that hit me too, and I'm sure I don't know if a lot of people know who David Goggins is. As he talks about reason that he does all the things that he does. He's somebody that was in the military and failed over and over again, and has
Mm,
this, what the world sees as a successful life. And I see it as like him not knowing it, but he's like doing everything that God intended for him,
mhm,
right? He does talk about, he's like, I don't, something I think about is getting, he's like, I think the world is just like everything's too perfect the way everything was created to like there not to be a God. I think it'd be absurd, right? He says that. And like he's like, so when I die, if there is a God, which there is, and he's like, and I meet him, I don't want him to be like, ran 200 miles in a day, like so many retired military, like all he's listing out all the things he's done, right? Marathons, all these running things because he's runs a lot. And because I don't want God to list all that thing and be like me to be like, who is that? You got the wrong guy. He's like, no, this is what you should have been, and you weren't that guy. This
yep.
is what you could have accomplished in your mind, but you just didn't apply yourself.
Hmm.
And I don't want that to be me either.
Yeah.
I want I want God to welcome me with open arms. Say
Yep.
welcome home. And I have faith that that will happen. And I feel that I'm on the right path. And dude, like, I feel like what it takes to feel that way is just constantly be in prayer.
Yeah.
And sure, I don't know everything that it takes to feel that way because I do have those days where I don't feel that way.
Hmm.
Keep putting emphasis on that there's the highs and lows, man. You go up and down, like, bro. I mean, when I was home after going to Point and then coming home for like 2 months, it was like the most up and down I felt in my life. It was crazy. And even out here, like past, I would say like 5 or 6 months, it's been just constant up and down and battles and with what's going on in my life. And like through injury when I was back at Point, just like
Yeah.
playing baseball and hurting my elbow and just being like, damn, what is going on, man? And then starting up again and getting healthy and then getting hurt again. And I'm like, dude, oh man, come on. Like, and now being healthy, I'm like throwing in this league and like almost thinking back to it, like, dang, dude, like you had to do a lot to get here. And like you had faith that this day would come and look, we're here now. We're throwing, we're
Hmm.
healthy. We can do these things, man. Like God's got you. Remember
Hmm.
that time when you weren't, and here we are now. Right.
Yeah.
You were struggling with it. I prayed a lot. I had faith that I would get healthy, that I would play baseball again. And here I am now.
Yeah.
So just be constant in prayer and talk to God. Be honest with them. Tell him how you're feeling because those prayers get answered, man. They
Yeah.
do on His time, right? On God's time, because
Yeah.
God is the creator of time, right?
Yeah.
So what makes us think that He's not
Yeah.
creating the things that we're praying about? Putting them into perspective. I think I saw something in on Instagram. Guy was talking about. I think it was like a preacher or something. He's like, your prayers get put in. God hears them. He puts them in a box and He ships them your way. He's like, but the only thing is, it doesn't have a delivery date. And then I was like, oh, true. Like,
Oh,
I was like, yo, that's so true, man.
oh, oh,
Oh,
true.
true.
Both time and
Dude,
Elias
it's
watching
like,
this. Oh, true.
who's that?
It's Elias together from
Is
him.
that who you get it from?
Yeah. Oh, true.
Oh, true. Dude, Elias, man, he'll be on here hopefully, God willing, shortly.
Soon, soon. Yeah.
Get a very, very good kid.
Yeah. He's very wise. Very wise on the Bible. Very wise. I got to tell you that he knows a lot. And it's good. Again, it's like having that community, having that Clydesdale horse. I forgot the name of that. That
Glide.
Clydesdale horse, right? It's having people to push you, and the same thing how you're talking about David Goggins, right? It's like we see all these figures and people may hate on them, but it's like people provide good, even though they might know what good they're providing. It's the good. It's the same good that God tells you, like, get up. Like, I
Yeah.
gave you feet to walk, right? I gave you this body. I gave you everything that I've given you to do something. Like, don't waste it away. And it's not time wasted, right? Again, we're talking about time. But time to Christ is instant, right? I saw us like I saw this one thing. Like, if you think of a shoelace, right? But like stretch it out for like a long period of time, right? You like you see the um anglet. That's what it's called, an anglet. I got that from Phineas and Ferb. You remember that?
Yeah.
Anglet.
The the end of it.
Yeah, but that, right? But just imagine you're taking a look at the anglet, right? And let's say that is your life. And you take a look at the rest of the shoelace, right? And it's a long shoelace. That's
Mm,
eternity. It's everlasting.
yeah.
Again, that short amount of life and you have eternity. That's
Hmm.
everlasting. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do on this earth? Because I'm pretty sure all of us have used a shoelace and that little thing falls off. That's your life. As soon as it falls off, boom, life's done.
Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting analogy. I like that one.
Right? It's like boom, life is done. But you still have the rest of the shoelace. Like, that's eternity right there.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Well, what you gonna do? What God gave you with what He gave you, and what He's gonna provide you. Like,
No
that's
doubt.
tough. That's tough.
Finding what works for you too, dude.
Yep.
Like somebody might take that shoelace analogy and be like, wake up every morning and be like, dude, I'm just an angler right now. That's all I am. I'm just this angler. I'm just a small little thing on the shoelace. It's gonna I got eternity to plan for, dude. I gotta live for this little angler so that
Make it to that.
I can make it to heaven, so that I can be blessed with heaven. That God created heaven for his children, for his
Yep.
creation, for, you know, and just realizing, bro, waking up is a blessing because that means God's not done with you. You know, so
Yeah.
I've had
It's
some mornings where I'm like, seriously, like feel like stuck in bed. I'm like, dude, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Come on, three, two, one. Dude, you didn't do it. Get up. Come on, let's get up. Come on, come on, come on. You got life in you, bro. Stop being lazy. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
yeah.
Seriously, step, bro.
Yeah.
Step. Even like, because I know how like I can
Yeah.
sleep and I can be lazy. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Let's go. God got you. And then just kind of quite literally roll in and be like, all right, sick. I made it. Like, let's go, baby. Don't go back on that bed now. Like, whatever you do, dude, like seriously, go start your day. And those times are tough, but like you
Yeah.
get out of bed and it's just like, let's go. And then other days, wake up, pop up, and I'm just like wide awake. I stop that alarm and like I look at that cross with Jesus on it right there,
Yeah.
and let's go read the Bible, baby. Come on.
Come
I
on,
like
somebody.
one time I think when I was here too, I was lifting and I was doing like box squats after like an
Yeah.
hour and a half of being awake, and I was like, let's go, baby. Like, I'm really here, baby. Like, come on, dude. God's not finished, baby. God's not finished with me.
Yes, sir.
And I was like thinking, I'm like, dude, demons walk the earth, bro. They're looking at you right now. They're
You're
looking at you getting the God's working and they're mad. They're pissed at you, bro. Keep pissing
you're
them off, bro. Keep pissing them off. You're
you're
winning right now, bro. Let's go. And then, yeah, like those days are just super cool because you're like, let's go.
Mhm.
Let's go. I'm doing it, bro. I feel it. I feel I'm in God's will.
Yes,
And
sir.
then, like, then the next day you're gonna be like, ah, dude, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just real. It's life.
Dude,
It's
it's
reality of it.
but dude, speak on it right now, right? I right. I, I I just heard what you're saying, but I'm listening to what you're saying.
Mhm.
Do you know what you're talking about right now?
I'm talking about spiritual warfare
Yes, sir.
every second of every day.
Yes, sir.
Every second of every day.
I was just imagining that right now where you're talking like, yo, dude, that's that spiritual warfare. Like, it's like, but being aware of that, having that self-awareness that it's happening too, and be like,
Yeah.
damn, like God gave me life right now, and they're trying to like take it away from me. They're trying to like, because dude, they're trying to win your soul. Like, people may not believe it, and the biggest lie that, um, and the biggest lie that you can hear is thinking that the devil's alive, thinking that they are not real, because that's when they got you, man.
Mm.
And it's like people might be hearing this, people might see it, they might and they might not, but they dude, they might be like, these guys are full of it. I'm like, all right, don't believe in it. Like you're hooked right now.
Yeah,
You're
it's
hooked
okay
on
that
it.
you don't believe. It's okay that you don't want to listen.
It's like, you know what? Right now, like you're hooked and you're a bass, and they're trying to reel you in, right? And again, it's like that's that
Yeah.
angle right there. It's like, oh, like oh, we got him. But it's
Yeah.
like all you had to do is be like, hey, yo, Lord, snap. It's like run free, my son, run free, like a
Love
little
that.
fish.
Love that.
It's like you're
Swim
going.
free, bro. You are a fish, bro. You're God's
Yeah,
fish. No,
yeah,
that's facts too. And like sometimes you feel just like strong too. And you're like,
yep,
when I was talking about that box squat, dude, in my head, I was like, keep coming at me. Keep coming at me, dog. I dare you. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pray. Because guess what? I got God right here.
yep,
Angels are stronger than demons, bro. You
yes,
can't
sir.
defeat me. I got my
Mhm.
angels around me. I have a guardian angel, bro. He's right here.
Yep,
And I got Jesus in my heart. What are you gonna do about it?
yep,
I'm sorry that makes you mad. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep smiling, bro. I'm gonna keep living my life. I'm gonna keep dedicating my life to the Lord. Because guess what? I'm trying to get to heaven, brother.
yeah,
I'm trying
right.
to put you in eternity. So keep coming at me. Keep coming at me
Yep.
because it don't matter. Even if I fall, God's gonna help me get back up again.
And you know why, dude? Because one, again, demons were casted down, right, to a dying earth, and God
Mhm.
gave them, right, like roam the earth. This is your dominion, right? That's where you guys have anything, right? But you guys are gonna be up here in eternity, right? I created y'all. Y'all disobeyed me. Y'all try to go against me. Y'all thought there was something else above me, but there ain't nothing else above me. It's me. It's like boom, cast it down, and they have this dominion right here. And like again, dude, watch that movie Nefarious because again, it talks about it's like all we're trying to do is we're trying to keep as many of y'all down here until he comes and picks all other souls up, right?
Yeah.
Like that's all we have. That's all they have. Like if you
Oh
think
my
about it,
God.
that's all he got. And it's like boom, he gone. Then what do they have? Then they're gone. But it's like when they're gone, they're just trying to bring you down. It's like,
Gone.
boom, you're staying here, but like when it's gone, it's like y'all are gonna vanish. Y'all
Yeah,
are gonna
once God's
vanish.
done with the earth, he's done with it, bro. And
Yeah,
I
like
come.
yep. It's like boom. That's it. It's like
But do you
but,
want to go live with him in eternity or you want to be gone forever?
mm,
You want to live forever or be gone forever?
yep.
Hernandez.
That's all it
Yeah,
is. But
huh?
again, it's like perspective and given we're not perfect. We're not perfect. Like we fail each and every day. Like given like their thoughts and all that stuff. Like
Yeah,
we may sin. And again, taking a look at what your dad was talking about in Romans, it's like there's all these lists of sins, right? Like they're all the same. We all sin, but it's
yeah,
like constantly trying to make it that like that's the goal. Just try. Keyword try.
yeah,
No matter where you are, whether like I was here, I used to go to church, but I didn't really fully understand it. Right now, I'm like, oh, like given I've looked at people like, man, that person knows it. Like, no, they don't. I mean,
God,
they're
they got
trying. They're
they got
trying
things
though.
they're battling that they're not showing, man. And
Yep.
that's why I talk about wants and needs, bro.
Yep.
And that's why we needed Jesus Christ to come down and do what he did for us, dying
Yep.
up on that cross, man. We needed that because, like you talked about, all the sins, we all sin. We're all
Yep.
sinners. Nobody's perfect. I probably sinned today without even being aware of it.
Yep.
And that's why I needed Jesus. That's why I need him.
Yes, sir.
Need him, and talking about the wants in your life, what you want out of it.
Yep.
Uh, I'm practicing just saying I want what God wants. And I
Yep.
truly mean that. And um, I could think of the things I want. We've talked about it before. I want other things too, but if God don't want them for me, then he's gonna
Yep.
show me. He's
Yep.
gonna demonstrate that. And because I want what God wants.
Let God's needs become my wants.
Oh, bars, dude, that's good. Like that.
Yep.
Like that. That one's gonna stick.
Let what God needs from me be my want.
Like that, bro.
And even then, it's like a list. Like, oh, I want to do all these things in life, but it's like, no, 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 no. Entiende, entiéndeme. In Spanish, just throw it in there.
On my
Listen to me.
time,
No, listen. No, entiende is like understand,
entiende.
understand. Right? I'm gonna lead you over here, right? And I didn't share this, and like I didn't share this in the last podcast, right? It's like it was the video that I sent you, right? Of that one guy. He's like in the desert. He's like, he got the little sip of water. It's like, oh, dang, I am thirsty. I am thirsty, right? And there's like these arrows, like over here, right? and then we see this little faucet in the desert, right? Like just imagine you see these big arrows like in Vegas. Vegas is bad, but like you have these arrows like come over here, and like you see that faucet, you're like running towards it, and like God's trying to stop, like don't. I know you might want that, but like I need you over here. And then you get there and you like turn. It's like I finally got there. Like got the little water. It's like all right,
Yeah, one
bet,
drop. Yeah.
cool. And then God's like, brother, I was like, you see that? That's in a whole like that's a whole oasis in the middle of the desert for you. That I needed you to go there, but you wanted that little droplet of water because you thought that's what you wanted. That's what
Yeah.
you thought you needed. But in reality, it's like God needed you over there, and you just
Yeah.
missed that. It's like you missed the exit, right? And again, you know I'm big on analogies. I'm like I'm pretty sure I talked about the elevator with you, right? It's like
Hmm.
right as soon as you start life, you enter this elevator and you enter it, right? And you're just following what God needs you to go, right? And you're still going to the top, right? And you're going, and like the door opens, like this door opens at random moments in your life, right? And God's like, take a step out, right? And when you take a step out, it's like a little maze each time you take a step out. And he's like, all right, you have two options, right? You can go this way, this way. I'm giving you free will, right? Eventually, you're gonna end up back like you learn your lesson, whatever he needed you to do, but you step back onto the elevator. When you step
Hmm.
back onto the elevator, you can either step on and be like, dang, I feel so heavy. And like the weight capacity is going down. And it's like struggling to get up. Or you're like, cool. God just put another level of armor over me. Let's go. Next level up. Let's
Level up.
you're still going until
Yeah.
like until you get there, or each time you go, just another like weight or another ton thrown onto the elevator. They gotta carry the baggage, right? But all right, let's go. And you're like, dang, this next level is gonna be hard. I am drenched in this right now. I'm way down. And so finally it's like, all right, bet you got it. And you like give it up to God, like, God, take this away, and he'll take it away. And you're like, cool, I'm feeling good again. So
Hmm.
it's like it's up to you how you go about your life. Like again, he gave us free will. It's up to you how you live it, how you wanna feel heavier, you want God to lift it up out of you and just put your trust in him. Like it, it may be easy to be said, right? All people say, give it up to God, give it up to God, right? God will like, like take the weight off of you, right? You have all these analogies, all these things, but it's like, yo, what today is the way that God intended it to be.
Yep.
Whether you talk to him, whether you gave it to him, like I gave my life to you, Christ. What you needed me to do today was what I needed to do today. And you talk about that every day.
Yeah.
And you've gotten really good at that. Like you've talked to so many people, dude. And I told you before you were gonna head out there, like, no, dude, you're gonna go out there and God's gonna help you out and
Gonna
show
do what
up,
he needs to with you. Yeah.
right? Mm,
Yeah. This 2 months out here has been great, man. It's been awesome. Just definitely can take a step back and look at things I've learned from even these 2 months, man. A lot of things, and I've been thinking about them in my own head and should try and write them down. I write daily,
hmm
which is a good habit. Sometimes I get pretty tired and just like not write lazily, but just like quick.
hmm
Still writing down what went on my day, and that was something I picked up on January 1st this year was my New Year's resolution. Stuck with it. Shoot, it's a blessing, man. Like anyone that's been thinking about doing it, I recommend you do because it's a good habit to have. I can go back and look at like the emotion that I was feeling on a specific day, or if that day stuck out that year and I wrote a longer message to myself and like future me to remember what went on that day and have that for 2023 up until now, up until today.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but yeah, just I was saying like what I've learned and like trying to
Yeah.
write it down. But yeah, you're right, man. I did come out here with in a different mindset, but definitely leaving with one too,
Yeah.
from different mindset than I came in with it. And it's been good. It's been good. I'm not home yet. The
Yeah.
journey's not over yet. I got a couple more days out here. Only God knows how many more days, because depending on playoffs and everything like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, dude, it's been a good journey. It always is, bro.
Dude, that's the elevator. He's like, all right, probably step out right now, right? Any baggage you got, you gotta go out into this little adventure I need you to go out on. And come on back to me and let me know if you wanna if you need help with that baggage that you got going on and what you learn from that little level that I told you to go out on.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I like that analogy too. That's the analogies help, man. And
they
I've
do.
got plenty of them, so it's good to have you as a friend, bro. It's good to
You
have you
know,
around, and just learn from it. Just bing, learning, baby,
there you go.
learning. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, man, what's the challenge of the day? I think this is a good point to kind of wrap it up. But what's your challenge for everybody?
Challenge of the day. Pray for somebody that you wouldn't think about praying for.
Mm.
Pray for somebody that seems like an enemy. Somebody that is kind of gives you the ick that you're like, I don't really like that person. Like I'm not like, or maybe that's somebody in your past that you like think of and you're like, man, that just was not a good experience with that person. Whether it be like one interaction, a year of a relationship, a day, a week, however long, just pray for that person that comes to mind when I say that. Somebody that you don't think you would pray for. Somebody that, it could be anyone. Could
Yeah.
be somebody in your family, could be a friend, could be an ex relationship, could be somebody that cut you off today, like in traffic, whatever it was, it don't matter.
Is there?
Pray for them. They need your prayers. We all do.
Yes, sir.
If I'm your enemy, pray for me. 'Cause I need prayers.
You're,
It's something I need. It's more than just a want. I need prayers. We all do. We all do. So
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah,
Just like Father Mike Schmidt says, pray for me. I'll be praying for
I'll be
you.
praying for you.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Like
we die. Oh,
God
but
bless you.
no, no, so you to say?
What? Oh, I
No.
was gonna say God bless everybody.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I'll say it. All right, everybody. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in to episode 17, right? 17.
17, dude.
Amazing.
Hey, you know what? As long as God gives us life, we're gonna keep doing this just because I know it helps out, or at least it helps me out a lot. Like we
Yeah,
already do this on
definitely.
a daily basis, but just checking in with somebody, the same thing, praying, like checking in with somebody too.
Mhm.
Checking in with them and be like, hey, how can I pray for you? What do you need that I could give you? Even if it's a prayer, anything else, like keep keep giving what you got.
Keep showing the world the true you.
Yes, sir.
God bless everybody. Thanks for
Amen.
tuning in.